Next out. I almost forgot that I was going to go live, and I'm way late. And there's a big reason why. I'll tell you when we get an audience, if we get an audience. Let me send a text out to you neighbors. You neighbors that like me to send a text. You neighbors that YouTube does you dirty and doesn't give you a notification when I'm going live. I'm going to send a voice text. Fuck it. Hey neighbors, I'm going live. I have a very big announcement, so I encourage you. I am live right now. Come join me. I'm going to give the announcement and the update in about 2 minutes. So we just went live, and within 2 minutes we're hoping to start. Well, hey neighbors, I'm doing a live event right now. I'm currently live, and I have a huge update for you guys about my neck, my efforts to get neck surgery, and the denial of the doctors to do surgery. I have a big update, and I'm late going live, and I have a big announcement of why I'm not live earlier in the day today. So come on, be there or be square. Well, hey neighbors, come on, hit the thumbs up as you come in. You know the deal. You got to hit the thumbs up for me, and you got to comment who's here. Say, hey neighbor, say I'm here, say something. Say you're dirty, say got bad hygiene. Where's Evan at? My second Red Bull today, and I still don't have wings. Hey neighbor Blanche, so sorry you missed the last live event. I meant to tell you to watch it. I meant to text you, but I just noticed I never push send on the message. It's a see, I forget a lot of times, and it's a draft to several people, and so sorry about that. So gotta get an audience, Blanche. We got 2 people, and then it said 0, and then it said 1, and then it said 2, and it never says say. Tell Art I says hello. Hey neighbors, come on, hit the thumbs up as you come in. I'm gonna go over here and clean some chainsaw parts. It's gonna be loud. The compressor might kick on, but I want to give people a chance to get here. So we're gonna give it just about another minute and a half to 2 minutes. It's a big announcement, a very big announcement. I have something very big to tell you guys. Oh, excellent! I'm glad you saw it, Blanche. That's wonderful. I was thinking about you. Because I know the last time I had talked to you prior to the event yesterday that you hadn't been feeling well. Look how pretty these come out. Chainsaw Redeemer works his ass off. Did you guys notice I'm working? It went 6 or 7 days without work, and I hurt like a motherfucker. But some things have happened to where if I don't work, my uncle and I will lose everything. So, like I said, let me just get a couple of these parts clean while I wait and see if some people want to join. If you come in, don't leave just because I'm not giving the announcement yet. I want to make it a fair opportunity for others. And if you're new to the channel and clicking on this just now and wondering what the hell is this, well, then you really shouldn't leave because you just stumbled across the most amazing, most unique, most blunt, most honest, most raw, real, fair YouTuber you'll ever meet in your life. Or watch in your life. Unfortunately, my pretty sticker came off. That's no bueno. No pinche bueno, neighbors. And my ultrasonic is really dirty, and my uncle was supposed to wash it, or empty it tonight, before he did the eBay, but he didn't. And then we ran out of time, and that's part of the announcement of why this is so late. I wanted to do it over an hour ago, but I'll have to talk to you guys about my uncle's truck. Something big has happened, and it's not good. But the other news might be good. It might be bad. It might just be neutral news. But it's big news. Okay, so I want to see at least 10 people. Hey, Hayes, how's it doing, neighbor? I saw your comment on the other live. It didn't show up while we were live, but I noticed it as I was watching the live. It's fascinating. You guys, when I'm done with a live event and I stop streaming, you guys can watch it immediately. I can't unless I switch to my account that's not this one. I have to switch to my other YouTube account to watch my live because it will say processing for like 2 or 3 days, and so I can't watch it from my own channel. Speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and get this one logged into that other YouTube account so that I can follow along with the chat a little bit easier. because it's hard to reach up and reach over to this thing. Oh my goodness. So busy. Oh, I have some good news. I had a young man, or I don't know how old he is actually, but I had a gentleman. Hey, neighbor Bobby, welcome. Good to see you again. I had, oh wow, I look like shit, you guys. I'm so fucking tired. So tired. Unbelievably tired and drained and hurting like you wouldn't believe. It hurts just to talk. It hurts to walk. It hurts to do everything. I had a person, normally I require 33% deposit to hold a saw or to go ahead and purchase a saw and have it built. But here lately I've been a little bit more lax on that because it gives me a better chance of doing business. And so I told this guy that I would hold the saw for him for just $50 for a $525 MS390. And he cash apped me the $50. And so I told him up front before he did it on the phone that my deposits are non-refundable. The only way a deposit is refundable with me is if I can't produce the saw. The saw that you're supposed to get, or a similar saw, which would most likely be the same model, just not the exact one that I was working on, because it might be something that, well, shit, it didn't come into being salvageable. So if I can't produce the saw within the time frame that I'll tell you, then you can get your deposit refunded. But I don't refund deposits because somebody changes their mind. They can't. They're stuck. That's the way it is. It's just life. Okay, we got 7. We got to try and get 3 more people in here. I want to see an audience of 10 people watching before I give the big news in 3 categories. That was 1. I gave you a sneak peek. Sold my MS390, neighbors. Got to watch ads on this one because I don't have premium. Okay, we might actually have 10 people in here. This damn number right here fucking lies. Okay. Hey, damn it, Bobby. Yeah, I don't think I told you the news yet. I talked to you on the phone today, but I don't think I told you any of this yet. We did our live event, and I gave you guys a lot of information that I'm shutting down shop, ain't taking in new business, and that still stands. That hasn't changed. I told you guys how bad my neck is and that it's taking me a lot longer to recover. I did Braden's saw and really overworked myself to try and produce a saw for him and gain his business. And I didn't gain his business anyways. He just went and bought used saws and flipped them. Shit, what else was I going to say? Yeah, we're almost there. Come on, we got to get a couple more people. Where the hell is everybody? I know it's late, but shit, where's my West Coast neighbors? Where's my UK neighbors? Where's Greasy Shop Rag? He's probably in bed. Well, I forget where he lives, damn it. I'll tell you, I got something to show you guys while we wait and hopefully get like 3 more people. I'll show you guys something. So if you actively keep up with this channel, you know that I do giveaways, and I gave away 3 t-shirts. I did a video in which I made a mistake, and the first 3 people that commented what my mistake was won t-shirts. Well, it's kind of interesting because Greasy Shop Rag won one of my shirts, and also a few days later he did a video where he did the same thing. He gave away 3 carb stands to the first 3 people that caught what he said or did wrong in the video. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. He mimicked what I did. So he must kind of like me. So here's Scott's shirt that he won for free. Absolutely free. No shipping. No nothing. Teespring has been doing me real dirty. That's what I was going to say. If you're regular to the channel, you know Teespring has done me hella dirty. And so I got Scott's. And the other ones, well, damn it, Bobby, you got to win it or pay for it. Okay, neighbor? That's the bottom line. Okay? If here's the deal. If Teespring had honored their word that they were going to give me a full store credit for the entire order they fucked up for $386, 90% of my merchandise was screwed up, well, then I was going to give away a bunch of t-shirts because I was just going to use that entire amount to order the one product that I know they didn't screw up, and that was the standard comfort tees. So I got my label printed already. Shit, you know. Well, no, I'm sure he's just a P.O. box, and it doesn't have his name. So there's my label to Greasy Shop Rag. We got it printed out already. I just got to tape this up and tape it like that and drop it at the post office tomorrow. So Then I'm waiting on Simon Wiggles' shirt to come in, and I got to spend like $23 to ship that to the UK. And he might have a small $5 or $6 customs fee he has to pay, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And then Jamie Wykes, was it Jamie? I have it written down. I think Jamie was, you know what, Brian? I did not, he didn't answer the phone. And so I'll have to try again tomorrow, but I need that bar ordered. Ah, there we go. We got 10 people. Okay, here comes the big news. God damn it. Neighbors. Forget any other thought I was just starting to say. So, last night, I had a gentleman. Okay, good. I'll call you tomorrow, Bobby. Or you know what I need, so just look it up for me and get me the price. And go ahead and get it ordered. And if you need me to pay for it right away, I can. Or if you want me to pay for it when I pick it up, that would be better. And then I can pay you the rest of what I owe you guys up there at the co-op. Brian is really amazing, you guys. Damn it, Bobby there. He has done so much to help me. He has contributed a lot of parts. It's a lot of work for me and Uncle to list the shit on eBay that he donates. And we don't make very much money. But I try to pass him a $10 or $20 bill wherever I can. Even though that's, 70% of my profit. But it would be zero profit if it wasn't for him on those blower parts and other little chainsaw parts that he gave me. And so... big, huge shout out to Dammit Bobby. And also, if I'm in a tight financial spot, Dammit Bobby will allow me to run an invoice at the dealership. And so that helps me a lot because sometimes I can't afford to. I need to complete projects. And so he'll let me run a tab, basically. Don't tell nobody, though. It's a secret. Anyway, so here's the big news. You guys know I just talked to you about my neck and how bad it is. I talked to you about how I'm struggling. Yeah, damn it, Bobby. 0.325, 16-inch for the steel 026. Preferably an 063, but if it's only an 050, that would be okay too. Here's my personal 192T box that's all fucked up because I had to steal from it to make sure Braden got his saw. So, this is going to lead to talking about my neck, and I really should be working while I'm doing this, but it is what it is. We're only going to be here for about 15 minutes, and I got to go. Shit, where's my cigarettes, neighbors? God damn it. We got to walk to the house real quick. So, I'm going to start the story, okay? It will come to my neck, I promise you, but I got to give you the foreground of how the situation perspired, okay? It's going to get dark for a minute. I just got to get cigarettes, you guys. Sorry. I haven't had one in like 3 or 4 hours. I've had to cut way back on my smoking because I can't afford it. And normally I compensate for the money I spend on cigarettes by not eating very much food. Because I can get by on one day that doesn't bother me at all. And some days I just snack instead of actually eat meal because it's cheaper. I can just eat like 2 bags of popcorn. And that will suffice me. Yeah, so I do it that way. You coming back out, Fatty Buntings, inside or outside? Okay, stay inside then. So, Ted Knights, oh, what's up, neighbor? You're in here just in time for the big news. I got really big news for you guys. Really big news. A really huge update. So, I told you guys in the last live event about Braden and how I worked all night building him a saw with no deposit. And then had to rob parts from my personal saw, all kinds of chaos. But in the end, got him a saw, and how he did me dirty. He finally did acknowledge in the live event that, yeah, neighbor, now I see, I understand how I did you dirty, and I'm sorry. And so, all is forgiven. And he because I was mad at him, and I said he's never coming to my shop again, that I wasn't going to honor his warranty on a saw. So, I should have said never coming to my shop again unless it's with your warranty. Anyway, so, last night... Well, yesterday, I'm just laying in bed, hurting real bad, on my back, no pillow, and then constantly having to turn over, trying to find a way to get any kind of semi-comfort into bed because my neck hurts so bad and I can't do shit. And, Mama Dukes, what's up, neighbor? Not right now, apparently. Hey, Chris, what's up, neighbor? Welcome, great. I'm so glad some more people are here. I really got to share this with you guys. So yesterday, this guy Richard messaged me on Facebook and asked me if I would be interested in doing any sort of trade. Shit, I should go get the bow, damn it. I'm going to go get what I traded him for, and I'm going to tell you what saw he got. So I told him I'm always willing to consider a barter deal. But the thing is, he didn't have any cash whatsoever, and I rarely barter if they don't have any cash, unless it's something I really need. Like a wood stove would be something I would barter without cash completely. A log splitter, a working log splitter, is something I would barter without cash, no problem, equally. You know, things that I actually need and can't afford right now, I would 100% barter my saws away or my labor away to get those things. And I've been trying to find somebody to barter a wood stove and a log splitter with me for a year now. Have had no success. So, anyways, he sends me a picture of the bow, and we get to conversation that he's explaining he has a job to do tomorrow, which is today, and he had no cash. Here's the bow, neighbors. He couldn't find the brand of the bow, and so I wasn't able, prior to him coming over, look up any information on the bow, but the brand is right there. And whilst he was here, after I actually agreed, because I liked Richard, he had a good story. He suffers from a lot of the same chronic pain issues that I do, and he's out there just trying his best. And he said the same thing that I feel some days. He said, like, some days I just feel like my only option is to sell all my tools and call it quits. He says, but I don't have disability yet. So he's got a lot of the degenerative disc disease and arthritis. And then here's the fishing reel he traded. If anybody wants to buy a bow, let me know. Those things are fucking $400 brand new, and that's brand new. It's never been used. It's never ever been used. Apparently the guy that bought it, he couldn't, it was too hard to draw the string back for him. He thought it wouldn't be as hard. And so he traded it towards some labor for Richard, for a boat Richard did for him. And Richard never used it, and so he traded it to me for a saw. So I had an MS-210 that was actually, there's video of that saw on the channel from neighbor Terry. And, you know, I had called him to let him know where his saw was. And a lot of times customers, I don't know why the screen's flashing like that. It hasn't been doing that in a long time, but now apparently it's back. A lot of neighbors, when I call them and tell them, you know, I'm having this issue or that issue, they automatically assume that that means because I'm putting more time into the saw that they're going to pay more money. And that's never the case. I will blatantly tell you if the labor is going to go up. But a lot of people do that. And so Terry basically kind of sat there and flipped out on me over the phone. I'm trying to explain to him that the condition of his bar and chain and his sprocket was so bad that I was not able to safely run that saw, because the saw did not run, and I was not able to safely test that saw. And in order to make sure the saw is working, I have to bar it up and cut with it. And so I explained to him that I had to order a sprocket, and that I had to either fix his bar and chain or use one of my own to test it. And fix his bar and chain is more money, but using my bar and chain is fine. And then trying to explain to him, you know, once I put the sprocket on the saw, I can no longer sell that part. I can only use it on a saw, you know. So I was trying to explain to him, you don't have to go get my other phone, damn it. I was trying to explain to him, you don't have to buy the sprocket, but you need a sprocket, and you don't have to have me fix your bar and chain, but you either need to replace it or nice compound bow. You want to buy it, Crayus? I'll sell it real cheap considering how much it cost. I'll do $300, neighbor. $429 on eBay right now, and just over $400 on Amazon. And I think both are plus shipping. No, I'm sorry. I think the eBay was free shipping. So anyways, basically, Terry ended up cussing me out, telling me he didn't need to know this fact or that fact, that he didn't pay me for his saw to cut wood. He just paid me to get it running. And I told him, you want your saw running right. I said, if you just want your saw to be able to start and it might die right away or it won't cut wood or whatever, fine, that's fine. You can come pay your bill right now and pick it up. But essentially, this was a job subbed out to me by, damn it, Bobby. It was subbed out by Amy and Brian, Lewisburg Outdoor Power. It was their customer. Well, he wasn't a customer of theirs, but he came in looking to get his saw worked on, and they told him it would be at least 6 months, and they didn't have time to work on handhelds right now. And so I didn't say nothing. I just sat there and let Amy handle her business. But she said, here's your guy right here. he can fix it for you. He knows what he's doing. And he says, does he work for you? And she says, no, but sometimes he does some work for us. Slow asses, you know, right? Shit, you want to talk about fucking not getting your equipment back for a year. I've got an Echo right here that they subbed out to me. The guy's been waiting over a year for his saw. They put a new top end on it and did some other stuff, but the saw won't run right. I have fixed several saws for them for barter a lot of times too. I need parts, I need chains, you know, I need, sometimes I'll trade labor with them, you know, if I have a auto-tune Husqvarna that I need thrown on a computer. So anyways, all of that being said, I ended up taking that saw up to Amy and Brian's, and she was supposed to call the guy and let him know where his saw was and how much he owed. He only owed $108, you guys. $108, and it's an MS, what was it, an MS-210 or an MS-230? I think it was a 210. Well, wait a minute. Do I have the tag right here? I know I took it off today, but I think it might have gotten taken off outside. So anyways, this guy, Richard... oh, sorry, no, so anyways, it ended up, I finally told Amy, I asked her a bunch of times, did you call that guy yet? And after 6 months of sitting at her shop, I finally said, Amy, you know, hasn't it been long enough that this guy's obviously not coming for his saw? Can I please just take the saw so I can get paid? Well, if you need any parts for that, let me know, Chris. I probably have them. Carb kits, I just got $500 worth of carb kits in stock, and amazingly enough, once again, both pieces of equipment I pulled out today to try and work on. I didn't have fuck carb kits for them. Neighbor Grady's Hyper Tough string trimmer, don't have the carb kit for it, and the Echo PB255, don't have the carb kit for it, which I'm almost certain I do have it, I just can't find it. So... all of that being said, Amy said, go ahead and call him and tell him he has 30 days to pick up his saw or that it's surrendered. And I called, left the kit, a message, and sent him a text. And once the 30 days was done, I said, Amy, it's been 30 days. Can I have my saw now? And she says, yep, go ahead and take it. And so I brought the saw home, and it was hanging on a hook. It sat with fuel in it for 7 months probably. 7, maybe 8 months. And so I knew it was going to need a service, but you guys know me, it was a steal, and so my intentions were to completely tear it down and refurbish it. But as you guys know, with my neck, I have not been able to work. So why am I working today when I'm in the same amount of pain as I was yesterday when we did our live event? We're getting to that, neighbors. This is the background to the story leading up to the big climax, okay? We're climbing the hill, building the excitement. What is it? Anxious to find out. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm high on heroin. No, I'm just kidding, neighbors. I'm sober as fuck. I'm high on Red Bull. That's about it. And coffee. Got about, let's see, 2 pots of coffee in me starting at 8:30 a.m. this morning. And this is my second Red Bull. So I'm a little wired. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. Anyway, so this guy, Richard, messages me a photo of the bow. And, you know, I told him, you know, without me being able, he's telling me I saw the receipt when I took it for trade. And I'm like, that doesn't do me no lick of good. If I don't have any kind of model or brand name or manufacturer or pictures to compare to on the internet, I have no idea how much that bow's for. And I just can't take your word for it, because for me to trade a saw right now with no cash on that saw is difficult. And I explained to him my health situation. I said, listen, neighbor, I just got my parts in for all these saws. I've got 2 Poland Pros hanging over there that literally all I have to do is, I just finally unpacked my CTS order. All I have to do is put the fucking, put the air filter on one and do a couple of test cuts to make sure it's good. And that saw is ready to go real cheap as a service saw with a 30-day warranty. The other Poulan, I have to do the air filter and I have to replace this spring and the recoil. And then that saw is ready to go for $125 each. 20-inch bars. I might put an 18 on the one, actually, I think. I don't think I have a 24, but 100 to 125. I'd like to get 125 because I've got 25 to 30 bucks in both, plus a lot of labor, and plus they've taken up a lot of space for a lot of time. So anyways, oh shit, we're down to 8 people. I'm gonna have to start telling a different story until we get up to 10 again, and then I'll resume the story. No, just kidding, neighbors, we'll keep going. So, and then I have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 saws over there that need simple little shit. I've got a 440 here that I cannot find the right spring for the chain brake. Okay, every fucking spring I find is for a 450 or different model, and so it's too long and it's too tight, and the chain brake will not function properly. And so I told him it might be able to consider, you know, face to face is a lot easier to do a barter deal. Maybe we can find some info on the bow, and if it's really worth that much, well, I can try and get you into one of my cheap saws. But he didn't want a cheap saw. He wanted a name brand saw, but he only needed a 16-inch 440 E Series 2. I don't know what you're talking about, 440 E Series 2, Crayus. I'm telling a story, goddammit. I don't know. So, and then I told him, you know, I've got this MS210, but it's been sitting for a year, so it might need the carburetor refresh. It's probably all gummed up. And I had told him I would do a 170 straight trade. However, I said, you know, if that bow is really worth $400, that's a shit deal for you, because I sell those for $165 to $175, depending on what steel has their price at that day. And I told him I have this little home light that's ready to go. I said it was running great, but the last time I started it to show my neighbor Grady how it sounded, it was acting a little bit weird, so I got to cut with that. I said, but the problem is, neighbor, my neck hurts so bad I can't do none of that. I said, so here's what I can do for you. If you're willing to come over and pull cord on the saws and help me out to get a saw ready for you, then we might be able to work a deal. And he was all for it. He said, absolutely, I'll do whatever you need me to do. What time can I come over? And I told him I'm usually not available until 10 a.m. because if I wake up at 8 a.m., I need at least 2 hours to get my body stretched enough in bed to where I can actually get out of bed and let my dog outside usually. So that being said, Richard came over today, and I was telling him the story about the doctors that I've seen and my neck and everything else. Explained to him. I'm going to go Speedy Gonzalez here real quick to get all these facts out real fast, because a lot of details, you guys know me, OCD, detail-oriented, hate leaving out any even minor detail of a story, so that makes my stories really long. So, I explained to him, I saw an orthopedic doctor, you know, mid-10 bone and joint. I saw a bunch of doctors there, tried all kinds of injections. They kept trying to tell me I needed to take antidepressants, and that would help my pain. When I told them I'm not fucking depressed, I wasn't then. This is when my neck first started hurting. I wasn't then, but it was hurting so bad I was begging them, please help me, and explaining to them narcotics is not an option. Please help me. I need my neck fixed. Okay, so none of the injections I've tried have worked. Actually, the first one I did made it worse. So they referred me to a pain management clinic and to try other injections and whatnots. And so I've been in that pain management clinic getting all kinds of injections, anywhere from every 2 weeks to monthly, and some of them I can only do every 90 days. However, none of them have helped me. The only ones that help is, they call it pressure point therapy, where the doctor literally takes lidocaine and a few other local anesthetics, and everywhere you have pressure points, he'll inject you, and so he'll poke me like 20 or 30 times, all in the shoulder, neck region, and arm region. And that one will give me like 3 or 4 hours of relief. And so even though it's hella pain for 20 minutes getting jabbed with a needle, it's worth it just to have my pain go from an 8 to, you know, like a 6.5. And so I ended up mid-10 bone and joint. Didn't like them. They lied to me. They says that, you know, I told them that I don't want any narcotics. Narcotics are not an option. No opiate medication is an option. I used to be a drug addict, but then they put that patient states that he's considering buying narcotics on the street. Why the fuck would you put that in my chart when I never even fucking said anything like that? Never said anything like that. Simply told him I used to be a drug addict and narcotics are not an option. Because here's the thing. I've told you guys this before, that the problem is, if you're going to go to, it's a 440, hang on, Crayus. It's the X-Torque, Crayus, 440 X-Torque, okay? And I have another chain brake cover that fits on this, but it doesn't seem like it's for this saw, even though it fits. I'm concerned because the part number comes up to a different saw, and I don't know, I can't quite explain it, but that's it. So that's just a saw that runs, and I would have been able to give to Richard without a chain brake, because he was fine if it didn't have a chain brake. Well, Crayus, how much for it, or do you want to do some bartering for it? If you have, all I need, I literally just need the fucking spring, the long spring. I have the chain brake band, I have the chain brake handle, I have the little spring that goes with the chain brake handle onto the saw. I have the cover, I have all the screws, I have all that. I just don't have the right damn spring. So anyways, I'm telling Richard all this stuff and explained to him that, you know, Dr. Loftus was the last doctor I saw at Mid-10 Bone and Joint. Well, I just need that spring, or if you want to sell the clutch cover with the spring and all the chain brake parts, Crayus, tell me how much, if you're willing, or if you need some kind of parts or want some extra parts for your 026 or any of your other saws. I'm willing to either barter or purchase from you, and I can provide you a shipping label via email, in addition to payment if you have Cash App or PayPal, or I can send you cash in the mail. I don't love doing that, but that's how Ted Neitzel pays me, and so far we haven't had any issues. I've always received my money. So I let Ted have shit, and tell him he can pay for it whenever if he needs parts, because he's low income, and Ted is like a fucking renting a massive billboard to promote my channel. He helps the channel a lot, you know. So and Curtis, you know, I allow Curtis to get parts without having to pay up front. You know, pay as you can, as long as you communicate to me when you can pay. And if you can't pay when payment is due or agreed to, all you have to do is tell me. So Richard agrees to come over, and as he's here, I'm telling him, you know, my pain doctor, I saw him 3 weeks ago, and prior to that, oh, sorry, Dr. Loftus at Mid-10 Bone and Joint, essentially, when they referred me to the pain clinic, the first person I saw was the nurse practitioner, and basically she said I was a doctor shopper. And at the time, I was using the Delta 8 vape pens. They're legal here in Tennessee. And I was sitting there because I was at the appointment 3 hours. I was smoking that fucking vape in the parking lot, because when I was in pain management in Maine, before I got on heroin after my accident, I was allowed to smoke weed because I had a medicinal marijuana card. And I figured, since it's legal here, well, shit, I shouldn't have any issues. So I didn't even worry about it. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. And also, I'm not wanting narcotics. I'm not here for narcotics, so there should be no need to have to sign a narcotics contract. But yet, I'm on a narcotics contract, okay? With basically saying that I'm not allowed to receive any kind of narcotic medication from any doctor outside of their office, and any procedures I want, such as shots and everything else, is supposed to be performed at their office. And if it's not, I need to notify them, and they can discharge me if I have even a cortisone injection at another doctor's office. Okay, so that basically was because Dr. Sykes at Mid-10 Bone and Joint does anesthesia and sometimes writes medication after he does surgeries. They basically claim that I was doctor shopping. I'm like, they fucking referred me to you. How the fuck is that me doctor shopping? And my chart says, from them, they tell you in my chart blatantly that I absolutely do not want narcotics, and it's not an option. And I have filled out my paperwork to you stating, yes, I used to be a fucking drug addict, and that I do not want narcotics. They asked what kind of medication has helped in the past, and I put what I was on. I said, but I do not want this. It's not an option. I used to be a drug addict. So all of that being said, I ended up getting all that cleared up in the beginning, and I spoke to Tina, the office manager at Mid-10 Bone and Joint, and explained to her the situation. And basically, because I pissed these doctors off, because I told them I refuse. They're doctors, and obviously these days doctors are getting paid a lot of money to push antipsychotic medications, antidepressants, anxiety medications, ADHD medications, but especially specific antidepressants that are they're nerve suppressant medications, and you have to take them for 30 days before they even start to take effect, because you have to build the chemical up in your body before it will change the chemical balance in your brain. And I'm not interested in antidepressants. Now, yes, I've been depressed a lot because it's been a year and nobody will help me with my neck except tell me all they can do is give me pain medicine. I used to be a fucking drug addict, doc. What do you not get about that? So, I ended up getting an MRI on my left shoulder from Dr. Loftus at Mid-10 Bone and Joint, and he was opposed to it. He basically says that my pain is psychological, that I say I have all over pain, and I have a hard time explaining where my chief complaint is. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I blatantly told you guys, my neck is my largest problem. And then outside of that, it would be the right shoulder and then the left shoulder. Anything else I'm not worried about. I've learned to deal with all my other fucking pains. My knee pain, my ankle pain, my lower back pain, my middle back pain, my migraines. I deal with all that shit. You know, I don't need help with that. I need help with the debilitating problem, the neck. And so, he does an MRI on my left shoulder and says he'll call me with the results. Well, he calls me and explains to me, your MRI, basically this and this, and it shows signal here, and it shows signal there, and then in this area, we show signal, and then there's one other area we show signal. And now I know what signal means. It can mean, basically, signal means there's something that's abnormal, something that's not right. But he says to me, I asked him, I said, Dr. Loftus, what does that mean, signal? Oh, it just means you have a little bit of fluid buildup. I have that phone call fucking recorded, neighbors, because I record every single one of my phone calls with doctors, law enforcement, government, or anybody I'm doing business with for large amounts of money, like my building company, because I'm not gonna get done dirty, and I'm not gonna be called a liar. I don't like that shit. Matthew Grover, Chainsaw Redeemer, probably tells less lies than a fucking monk. Okay, I'm a very honest person. Lonnie picked up his equipment today, and he's happy. I did his push mower and his Pull-Land Pro. I finished his mower today. The other day I worked on it for 5 minutes and I couldn't do it no more. I literally worked on his mower for like 2 minutes to 5 minutes at a time over a span of a month because I hurt so bad, and I don't usually work on mowers for that reason. So back to the story. Don't worry, neighbors, we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry. I'm going to tell you the catastrophic news and the wonderful news. Oh wait, there's no wonderful news. Sorry. Or is there? You have to keep fucking listening to my jabberjaw to find out, neighbors. I'm working, so what's going on with that? I told you guys I cannot work right now. My neck hurts too bad. I need to at least rest for a week at minimum. So, with that phone call, 2 days later, I get a letter in the mail that I've been discharged from Mid-10 Bone and Joint, and they claim they discharged me so that I can continue to see the pain specialist. And the pain specialist tells me that they want me to continue with my orthopedic care at Mid-10 Bone and Joint. And I explained to them, well, they discharged me. And they said, oh, well, you should be able to get back in there just fine. But I don't want to at this point. You lied to me. You've done me dirty. You're trying to say all my pain's psychological when my fucking MRI clearly shows that I could be paralyzed. Okay? So, I have been going to various orthopedic surgeons trying to get somebody to agree to surgery on my neck. And I've been unsuccessful. I went and saw a Dr. Cleclamp at what's called Bone and Spine Institute. It's in Franklin, Tennessee. And basically, I had in hand my medical records from Mid-10 Bone and Joint, but I did not have, it's in the house, I did not have the actual imaging, which they were supposed to send a disc to me. It took me 6 fucking months to get my medical records from Mid-10 Bone and Joint, neighbors. 6 months. And what was supposed to happen is Tina was supposed to coordinate between their doctors at Mid-10 Bone and Joint and the pain doctors that they sent me to, so that they could figure out that I wasn't doctor shopping and I should be able to see both providers, even if I need to see Dr. Sykes, the neck doctor. And so basically, you know, according to Tally, who's no longer at the practice, according to her, essentially, I wouldn't be able to see any orthopedic surgeon, because they all prescribe narcotics if they do surgery on you. Obviously, they have to give you pain medicine for your recovery time. And so, nonetheless, I see this Dr. Cleclamp, I give them my records, and I could have easily pulled out the page that says that I was considering buying narcotics on the street, because when doctors see that, they don't want to treat you. They just don't. You're the scum of the earth, and they don't want nothing to do with you. But I'm an honest guy, and I don't like being shady. Hola, vecino. Buenas noches. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? And so, I see Dr. Cleclamp, and he tells me basically, you know, yeah, you're, according to your MRI report, you have this, 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 and this. And, you know, these are our three options, you know, injections, physical therapy, and medication or surgery. And so he says, I need the actual imaging of your MRI before I can tell you whether you're a candidate for surgery or not. And I said, I can understand that. And so I filled out the medical release for mid-10 bone and joint to mail them a disc. Well, guess what? 3 weeks goes by, and nothing. They hadn't gotten the MRI yet. And so at this point, I had seen my pain doctor, and they have like 6 providers. You never know who you're going to see there. You never know who's going to be poking your wrists and your fingers and your shoulders and your neck with needles. You never know who it's going to be. But I ended up seeing Dr. Nawafia, which is the head of the practice, and my second appointment there at the office, he's who I saw, and I really liked him, and I really liked Dr. Peace there. And I explained to Dr. Nawafia that what had happened at mid-10 bone and joint, because at this time, you know, 7 or 8 months has passed. And I explained to him that I have just seen this other doctor, and I said, but I don't have a lot of hope. I said, because when Dr. Loftus did my MRI, he said, I'll call you to go over the results. And when I saw Dr. Cleeclamp, he said the same thing. And so my fear was that essentially he was going to call me, tell me what he saw on the MRI, and tell me, I don't think you need surgery. Okay? So Dr. Nawafia says, well, if you don't hear from him or he won't be willing to do surgery for you, call me immediately. He says, I have a good friend in Nashville that's a neurosurgeon, and I can get you in with him right away. And I said, well, thank you, Dr. Nawafia. And he says you need to understand you have a serious problem. And that's when I found out. I told you guys that appointment is when I found out every pull of the cord could be my last pull, could paralyze me. Every trip, every stumble. I don't even have to fall all the way down. You know, stub your toe on a rock and jerk the wrong way. Any minor car accident, any just wrong movement, pick something up and twist the wrong way. He said I could literally become paralyzed. And he says sometimes surgery can correct that paralysis if it happens, and sometimes it can't. He says sometimes it's only the legs that are paralyzed and you're a paraplegic, but sometimes you end up having all 4 limbs paralyzed and you're a quadriplegic. And he said, like I said, you know, it's 50-50. If you end up getting paralysis, you have a 50% chance of being able to have that fixed. So, Richard is here, and I'm telling him all this stuff I'm telling you, giving him the timeline and everything else, and how I told you guys in the live event that everything is contingent right now on my neck. That my whole life, the pivot point that goes in a 360-degree circle, and I can go down all these different paths. It all depends on what happens right here in the center with my neck, which is the central problem of my life right now. While Richard is here, Dr. Cleeclamp calls me. You want to know what he said, neighbors? I'm going to tell you right now. He said, "I'll fix my neck." He said, "I'll fix my neck, neighbors." He said, "He'll do surgery for me. I just have to get a current MRI because mine's 9 months old. So now all I got to do is wait for his staff to call me." And also, I explained to him that I was waiting for a call from the neurosurgeon, or that no, so let's see, hold on, which one called first? The neurosurgeon called first, before Dr. Cleeclamp. I'm sorry, I got the shit backwards. And they gave me an appointment on July 17th was the earliest they had that would work with my uncle's schedule, because we only have one vehicle. And I got big news on my uncle's truck for you guys too. And the neurosurgeon gave me an appointment, and I told Dr. Cleeclamp about that, and he says, yes, go ahead and keep that appointment. Go see them. The more info we have, the better. And he says, you know, and I'm willing to do surgery no matter what. He says, but if you choose to go there, I'll do whatever I can to help coordinate your care. It's been a year, you guys. I've been begging these fucking doctors for a year to fix my shit. That's why I'm working today. Because now I know, whilst I'm pushing through the miserable pain that's had me literally in bed for 7 days, Now I got a light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope again. I'm so fucking excited, you guys. Who gets this excited to have their fucking neck worked on? Surgery in their neck. And I'm not even 100%. I was so overwhelmed with joy. I'm not even 100% whether he said they're going to fuse my spine or not. But basically, they go in through the front. Okay? And he said something about removing the disc, the little bit of disc that's left. I don't know if they're putting in artificial disc or fusing my spine, but I don't care. Because when I saw Dr. Kleeclamp, I told him, neighbor, I don't care if I have to do this. And I can never turn my neck again. If it means I'm in less pain, even 50% less pain, it's worth it to me, the risk. So finally, you guys, something good has happened. You guys have seen a large bad streak in my life for a long time now. Ever since my neck started hurting, really, things just kind of slowly went downhill, and then we fucking went down, straight down off the cliff, basically. Barely clinging on to our frayed up rope that's only got a one strain left, the width of a hair. And we're ready to fall and go do drugs. And because of that, guess what, neighbors? I wasn't laying in bed thinking about where I could get pills from. Or I wasn't laying in bed thinking about running to Nashville and just getting anything I can find that might help alleviate my pain. So that's the big news, neighbors. Just from yesterday where I told you I'm in limbo. Now I have a plan of action. We don't have exact timing yet, but he assured me that he will do surgery for me if I choose to go that route, and if I choose to elect him to do the surgery. The Chainsaw Redeemer is hoping that the Ortho Redeemer will fix his neck and redeem his life. I'm so fucking excited because here's the thing. Now let's talk about my uncle's truck. For a while now, there has been something clinking and clanking in the front end, and because of my physical health, it is very hard for me to work on vehicles, especially when you have to do stuff underneath. And especially if I don't have help, because I can't keep crawling in and out to get tools, to get wood blocks for the jack stands, to lift the truck up, and do all that stuff, get out, turn the wheel by myself, get back under the truck. I can't do all that shit, okay? And so I meant to remind my uncle, or my uncle was supposed to remind me today as soon as he woke up at 4 o'clock, before he did any eBay, that he was supposed to help me get the truck jacked up, so that I could get under there and look, because whatever is clanking, it sounds really bad, and it sounds like something's extremely broken. Problem is, with my neck the way it is, there's zero chance of me working on any of the suspension on a vehicle. My uncle doesn't know how to do it, and even directing him, he is horrible at following instructions, and he is afraid to crawl under a vehicle that's on jack stands, or a jack, or ramps, or anything really. Okay, so the only option is me. We cannot afford to pay somebody to fix it, nor do we have any church neighbors that actually volunteer their 2 hands to help people. Okay, so even if we had the money for the parts, I'd have to do the work myself, and I don't know how. Or not that I don't know how. I can't because of my neck. Okay, I can't. I told you guys I can't push no more. That's far more severe manual labor on my and painful to my neck than working on 2 strokes. So yes, thank you, Ted Neitzel. Congratulations, Jose. Bien y tú, Kamal. No sé cómo se dice Kamal en inglés. Kamal. ¿Cómo se dice Jose, vecino Jose? Me? Muy bien. ¿Por qué? My story. The doctor, el physiciano, I don't know how to say como se dice doctor, physician in Espanol. And yeah, Cray, it's very noise. It's noise, that's right. So, I'm still not taking in work. I have the guy that's buying the 390 has 2 saws he once worked on, and I told him, I'm so sorry, neighbor, but right now I'm not taking in work. I actually have turned down, and that's where I'm proud of myself. Even after knowing that I'm able to get my neck surgery now, I keep screwing myself. Oh, brother. Brother, hermano, no? Kamal, brother, also. Carnal, Karnal. Carnal is like slang. Como comprende slang, vecino slang, like ese cousin. Como estás, carnal? Like bro. Comprende? Sí o no? Hermano, blood brother. Carnal, brothers, just friends. Sí o no? So then I'm really proud of myself for not taking in work even after I found this out, because every time I say I'm not going to take in more work because I need to get caught up or I need to focus on other things like selling my shit on eBay. Working on other people's stuff is the easiest way to make little chunks of money here and there. You know, making $60 in an hour because I get to charge somebody my shop minimum of $50 plus a $10 carb kit. That's good money, you know. Look at this long ass hair, white hair. I'm getting white hairs, neighbors. Can you see them on the camera? Does it show them? I'm 38 and I'm starting to look like I'm 50. Yeah, okay. Sí. Comprendo, hermano, carnal, vecino, mi vecino en la New Mexico. So crawled under the truck today as well. And the thing about being under a vehicle is having to hold my neck up without nothing supporting it was excruciating. And so I literally had to block up under my head so that my head was on a stack of wood blocks. And then my uncle would have to shift it, push it with a pole and shift it when I had to move my head, because I couldn't hold my head up, literally, guys, more than like 4 seconds, maybe max, 3 or 4 seconds. So that is the other issue right now. There's a lot wrong with our suspension. I know our tie rods are bad. One of our upper ball joints is really bad. I think our sway bar may be cracked, but it was covered in oil and I couldn't quite tell. And so we need major work done on the suspension. We can't afford to pay somebody. And so we only have one vehicle. If that vehicle breaks, my uncle loses his job. And if my uncle loses his job, we would lose everything most likely right now. So hoping that it will be a speedy process. I will end up calling the Bone and Joint Institute tomorrow and letting them know that I was just calling them to set up the MRI to save time for, instead of waiting on them to call me, I'll call them. And then the neurosurgeon, July 17th. We're only 20 days away from that. And I don't care if I have to lay in bed for 20 days. But now, I've always pushed through my pain and I have made massive mistakes. But right now, I'm doing the lightest duty stuff. I made a list of my easiest customer jobs to my hardest customer jobs, because my main focus is to get my customers their shit back. And then I can focus on my stuff like my eBay and cleaning saw parts and everything else. Yeah, carb kits I just ordered. Check out all this shit, you guys. So there's a bunch of stuff I just ordered. Here's carb kits, fuel, all this. And I've got to pay Meteor. They jacked the prices up on me. And now I owe them like 900 euro. And it was only supposed to be like 570 euro. So I don't know how to pay for that. And if I don't pay for that, within I have 4 days before it's a week. Sometimes they'll be real nice and give you an extension if you're having issues. Sometimes it's hard to get the international transfers to go through because I use an app, because I have Chime Bank and they don't allow international. Oh fuck, my shoulders jacked up. Fuck. Oh fuck. Sorry guys, 1 minute. Oh, Charlie horse. It's not really a Charlie horse, but oh fuck, my shoulder. Ooh. Come on, let go, goddammit, let go. Anyways, look at all this fucking carburetor shit. All this carburetor shit. It seems like every fucking time I pull a string trimmer or a saw out and put it on my bench, I don't have the fucking carb kit for it. Like, how is that possible, neighbors? And we have these as well. Look at all this shit. You guys have seen these before. We've got one for Zama. We've got one for Walboro. We've got a whole assortment of primer bulbs. We've got a whole assortment of intake gaskets, all for carburetor stuff. And then we also have all our needles and levers and wrist pins. And behind that is our springs for our metering levers. I don't have the fucking diaphragms for Neighbor Grady's Hyper Tough string trimmer. So the first job I went to do today, well, second, because I finished Lonnie's stuff up real quick. All I had to do was change a wheel on his mower. And I gave him a really good deal on that. I told him, I'll give you the wheel, because, damn it, Bobby gave me that parts mower. I said, I'll give you the wheel, and you just pay me an extra $10 for putting it on, taking his off. $10, that's fair, you know, it took me probably half hour to 45 minutes, because I was really slow. And then, been helping my uncle with eBay, and, Grady's string trimmer was the next easiest job. Didn't have a fucking carb kit, so I got it all out, spent all that time. I spent over an hour, because I'm certain, I know I have the carb kit for that fucking thing, but I cannot find them. I don't know where they are. I've just recently, as you guys know, moved into this building, but I've also just recently changed how my stuff is set up. You know, I built that little carburetor box for all my kits and stuff, you know, right here. And these used to be in containers like this. See how that says Tillotson and Walboro? All these bags would be in here and here. And so I haven't quite got it all organized. Are you giving some away? Am I giving what? Carb kits away right now? You know, I really wanted to do a huge t-shirt giveaway, but Teespring has done me hella dirty. They were supposed to give me a complete store credit, and they have been jerking me in circles, and so right now all they've done is allowed me to order the 3 t-shirts that were won. That's why I did a t-shirt giveaway specifically on that video and announced that I was going to be giving away a bunch of t-shirts. And now I did you guys dirty because Teespring did me dirty, and so now I can't do a t-shirt giveaway. But anyways, so okay, getting neck surgery, truck, and next I have to work on, what's next, you guys? So we're just waiting on Jonathan Luna to pick his saws up. We can cross Lonnie off. He's all done. Okay, he paid his bill, and that's the other thing. Unc and I are fucking real tight on money, because I ain't worked in a week, ain't sold a saw in a week. I have not made a lick of money since Braden's saw. And his $300 we spent right away, put it on credit card debt to try and avoid extra interest. Grady, I don't know if you're here, neighbor, but I think I told you, I don't remember. You're fucking 562 today. One time it doesn't start easily. The first time I started, I literally didn't prime it. I didn't choke it. I just pulled the cord. One pull, it started. I let that sumbitch sit for an hour or two, went over there, didn't prime it, didn't choke it, and just pulled the cord, and it wouldn't start. It popped on the third pull, and this is no choke, no primer. It really should be called a purge ball. I hate that it's called a primer ball. It doesn't prime shit. While yes, it puts fuel into the carburetor. However, when you have an impulse, that's what helps pull fuel into your carburetor if you don't have a primer set up. It's really to purge air out of the fuel system. Okay, so then his saw just fucking yeah, I did tell him, because he ordered the max airflow kit for it. I've been holding this cigarette for 58 minutes and haven't lit it yet. Damn, I was only going to be here half an hour, you guys. You see what I do? I fuck myself over. I plan on coming on for 30 minutes, and I end up spending over an hour, sometimes 2. We're almost done. We're going to wrap up soon. So let's see. The next on my list is, yeah, I tested Grady's 562, so we got to put a note awaiting. Grady ordered the parts, so let me put my note, you guys. One moment. So we're going to try the max airflow because his muffler is completely gutted, and that saw has a brand new OEM top end, and I did a base gasket delete. Let's see, my 026 has been hard to start lately. I had to look into the carb. The guy I bought the carb from refurbished, but didn't put a metering lever height gauge to set the lever. I have some for sale. Do you need one? Do you need one, Chris? $10 shipped if you buy it direct. On eBay, I think I'll have them a little bit more expensive than that. I think they're like $12.99. I can do $10 ship. That's your tax and everything included. Actually, you know what? No, I could do cheaper than that because I can put these in a regular envelope. I could do $7.50 shipped, because then I'd still make my like 95 cents, I think, or maybe $1.10 or $1.15 roughly. Don't know exactly how much I make, but I make just right around $1 on those. I got the 2 Marlboro gauges and a okay, so you don't need one. So then after that, you guys, we have this guy Aaron. I think I told you a little bit about him. He just showed up in my driveway one day and brought a string trimmer. It's sentimental to him. He's like, I know it's not worth anything. I said, no, neighbor, it's a steal. If it's not blowed up, it's always worth something. So he's got a FS250 that hadn't run in a while, and he went and it was running fine, but then started having issues. So his fuel line was definitely bad. It was fucking like putty, basically. So that was definitely collapsing on him. I could tell. I didn't have a fuel line in stock, but that is here, and so that's my next project, is to just service his string trimmer, and then my uncle can pull cord for me. Richard pulled all the cord initially, but then I got stubborn and hard-headed, and I had to start pulling cord because although I told him I wouldn't be able to perform any work, I had to go on that 210 because it sat so long, and we had to put a new carb kit in it. But once we did that, Saul run like a fucking beast. That Saul's a champ, bro. He's so happy. Richard is very, very happy, and he sent me messages both on Facebook and text telling me how grateful he is. Who wants to buy the bow? Who wants to buy the compound bow? Right now, I'll do 300 shipped. 300. Or, if you're a member, I'll do 275 shipped. Not just subscriber, member. Okay? Anybody that wants to buy a compound bow, I need to sell this, because if I were to use any kind of bow, it would have to be a crossbow that I could stand on, draw back. I can't. I even tried it today. My fucking neck. God damn it. Oof. I tried pulling this back today, and I got it about a quarter of the way, and I'm like, yep, no, I can't pull that. Because I knew I wouldn't be able to use the bow, and I told the guy flat out, and I explained to him how I need cash. But nonetheless, we got to do a good deed, and so I got my dopamine hits by helping Richard out. And then I got my dopamine hits from you guys on the live event yesterday, and I'm getting my dopamine hits right now, and I've been getting my dopamine hits during the day working on shit, knowing that I'm getting all that much closer to getting my neighbor's stuff out. They got crossbows now with a lever cocking mechanism. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Crayus. Something like that. So, that will be our next project, which we're going to do as soon as we end this live event and finish cleaning his parts. And then we've got Jacob's Echo over here. Should be really easy because he brought it to me with a brand new top end he purchased already, and he already has the piston installed, which I have to take it off. But I don't have to do a ton to that. I just have to put the top end together. So there, on that, there's 2 washers on either side of the wrist pin, and I ordered them from echopartsonline.com. They never arrived. Okay, and then they told me they were sending me replacements, and it would be 7 to 10 days. It's been like 2 weeks, and I have to look up the tracking if they provided it in my email. They said I'm supposed to get tracking in the email for his washers, and so that should be a fairly easy job, and that's at least a $100 bill. If I have to do a lot of cleaning, then it will be, $100, $150, and Jacob knows that. Jacob bought the 575, the 570 to 575 playlist. That's all. Jacob bought that over a 500i. He was going to be able to get a 500i for the same price I was charging for my 575. He cut with my 575, says, I'm going to go try this 500i, and if I don't like it, I'll be back to buy your saw. Well, he came back and bought my saw, told me he hated the 500i. Now he owns one. It wasn't tuned right, I'll guarantee it. It's storming and I'm losing service. Love all. Congratulations on the best news. Ted, thanks. Love you too. So sorry about your service, neighbor. But I'm going to be doing a lot of live events opposed to doing videos and then posting them, like I told you guys. So just keep an eye on the live playlist. So if you're not here for the live, it will be on the playlist. So if you're looking for new content from the channel, that's most likely where it will be, because I don't have a lot of time to edit footage and upload and fight with it right now. Because if it gives me problems one time, I'll say fuck it again. So then we've got the Echo that Brian and Amy need fixed, and that one might be a hard one. And prior to that, however, we have to build an 026 for a neighbor Jason. And that's why Bobby was asking me what bar I needed, because neighbor Jason specifically wants a steel bar and he wants 2 chains with it. Okay, so that's all $485, you guys. $400 for the power head he was willing to pay me, because I showed him the parts that it would be compiled of, and I showed him the 026 I have right now listed for with a 20-inch, and I know an 026 should run an 18 if it's not ported, in my opinion, tops. It'll run a 20 just fine, but you're really going to see a huge performance difference with a 20. And so we're doing a little bit different stuff than we did on that one to his, so I've got to build his 026. And I am going to be using, thank you Ted Neitzel, if you didn't leave yet, for the top end you donated, because that's going to be on that saw. And I'll try to build that saw live over a couple of events. So, and then that is, oh, my neck hurts so bad, you guys. I'm going to have to go rest for a little bit and hopefully be able to get more motivation to come back out. It's 11 o'clock, so I might even go to bed and just try again tomorrow. I think that's probably what I'll do. Go take a shower and then lay down in bed and try to relax my neck, because now it's hurting even just to talk. True, after all, it's only 3.5 pH, 026, 260 is 4. Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, Ted Neitzel donated an 026 mint 026 cylinder, and so I've got that I'm going to put a Meteor piston in, and then we've got Mike's trimmer, neighbor Mike. He's been talked about. This Mike T has been on the channel a lot. I redeemed his 026 that he had since he was 16, and he's in his 40s or 50s now, and so I redeemed that saw for him. He never thought that saw was going to run again. He thought it had no hope until he run across my channel, or my business card somewhere. I don't remember how Mike heard about me, but nonetheless, I've done a lot of work for him, and he bought the MS400C we had. That MS400C we traded for the, what was it, a 142 Husqvarna that ran. And we had to put some money into the 400C, but we jerry-rigged it. We redneck ingenuity one of the AV mounts, and Mike's had that saw for, what's it been, 4 months since we did that saw, and he loves it, and it's performing great, and my redneck fix is holding excellent. So that's the rest of our customer stuff. Mike's trimmer, I have rebuilt it, vacuum pressure tested it, tried different coils, tried different flywheels, tried different fuel filters, and I can't get that goddamn thing to run right. However, Greasy Shop Rag pointed out something that I knew was probably the case, but I wasn't 100% certain. Those carburetors, a lot of those Echo carburetors have hidden adjustment screws. Like one, you have to pull this brass cap out, and underneath that is the adjustment, and then there's the throttle action on top that you have to take off, and on a lot of those carbs there's a high jet adjustment underneath that. And so I really think his saw, or his trimmer, everything else is good, so I literally just have to do that. But it has to be a day that this isn't this bad. Today my neighbor Richard was here while I was doing that carburetor, and he's like, he saw me, I couldn't get the carburetor parts together. It took me forever, like 5 minutes just to get the diaphragm and cover on. It was a major struggle. So that's it. Once we get that stuff done, then we can really focus on other things, like just small projects, like all this carburetor stuff, you guys. My desire is to rebuild carbs with video footage and advertise my product, because I did a test run of the Walboro K10 HD carburetor on an 044, and I put links for the K10 HD kit. I'm not a fan of the barrel carburetors. Me neither, Crayus, but yeah, that's what it is. And I put a link to both the K10 HD carburetor kit I sell on eBay, and I also put a link to the metering lever measuring gauge, this, and I had 20 sets of the carburetors and 10 sets of these, and within 60 days I sold, I think, 15 K10 HD carb kits and 9 of these. Prior to doing that video, I was selling like one every 2 or 3 months, because eBay does me dirty. So I want to do that with a lot of the other carburetor kits, you know, show you guys how to work on it, and then say, here's the part you need, here's the kit you need if you're doing this job at home. and here's how you can purchase it. And I always tell you guys, if you want parts from me, don't buy them on eBay. I got plenty of customers that say I'm not a scammer. I don't steal people's money. I give shit away. Why would I steal people's money? You know, if you buy directly, you save up to 12%, a minimum of 5%, and up to 12%. And when you buy multiple kits or multiple things that can be shipped in small packages, especially, you can save like 25%. Okay, so that's where we're at. And also, we want to try and build our little custom vacuum pressure test kits and advertise those, you know, with stoppers, with this, and some rubber slides, and probably like a 6x6 or 8x8 additional piece of 1/8 inch rubber to make any custom slides you need or custom block offs you need. And we'll throw some wrist pins in there to use as sleeves when you need to block off a carburetor, but you don't have, sometimes you need to use collars on your carburetor posts, the bolts, because you don't have anything to put there for your... Anyways, you guys that know about saws, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm tired and I hurt so fucking bad, but I know I'm going to be able to get surgery, and I'm very hopeful that it will help. And so that is enough motivation to get me off my ass and to push through my pain while I wait for that to come. Am I going to be able to work every day? Hell no. Well, I might only work a couple hours here and there, most likely. But that's better than the 6 days that I laid in bed and only got maybe a total of 1 hour of work done over that 6 days, because 5 to 10 minutes into trying to work out here and I had to go lay back down. So that's the big news, you guys. Chainsaw Redeemer finally got some good karma back his way and is finally getting favor from the creator of the universe, whoever that might be. Most likely it's King Jesus. Some people don't agree with me, but it doesn't matter. I just want to love you, neighbor. I don't give a shit what you believe in. I just want to love you. Even if you say you're a devil worshiper and worship Satan, I just want to love you like I'm supposed to, neighbor. That's what Jesus said to do, and whether he was real or not, what he told us about how we treat each other, it's accurate. It's on point. How we should love one another in 1 Corinthians 13. Okay, so love thy neighbor. You guys continue to pray for me and send positive vibes my way. And I noticed on the live events the camera gets blurry a lot, but we will try this for the information. Here's my business hobby. Here's me. Here's my phone number: 346-263-1077. Here's my email: smallengineredemption@gmail.com. Here's where we are right now. Here's some of the shit I do and will be able to do more of, hopefully, in the near future with my neck getting fixed. Here's my address: 1851 Long Distance Road. That's 2 words: long distance and then road. Lewisburg, Tennessee 37091. Lewisburg, if you can't see the card, is spelled Lewisburg. My liver medication is almost empty, and I need $481.11 to get my next 28-day supply. If anybody can donate anything, and Blanche, you've given a lot, so damn it, stop giving to the channel. No, I'm just kidding. If you can, I always appreciate it, but you've given so much. I'll hate to see you give more money. If anybody can do super chats during the live events that we're doing, if anybody can do a donation to my Cash App or my PayPal, or send a check, money order, or cash to the house to help me get my liver meds, I would be very grateful, because until I get my neck fixed, I'm not really making any money. And so I could use you guys' help. I'm being humble and admitting that I need help. So hopefully I can receive it. If you guys aren't able, maybe you can share the channel with your friends. You know, when Smitty had his house fire, the community came together and they raised all kinds of money for him. I don't have a house fire, but I have a health problem fire, and without that medication, I could die. So that's how bad my liver is. I told you guys about what issue I have with the liver and how it came about, and the only problem is it's so severe that the 2 standard medications that it can be treated and cured with are not sufficient because of how fatty my liver is and how bad the cirrhosis is. Can't heal the liver, but we can cure the issue that's causing the damage to the liver, and then I'll be okay. You know, I've got 12 more weeks, so that's 4, 8, 12, 3 more months. So I've got 4, 8, 12, 8, 16, 24, $1,444, about $1,450 total over the next 12 weeks. But I have 3 days of medicine left, and I have $114 to put toward it so far, because that's what Richard's bill was. Jonathan Luna owes just shy of $100, I think, and hopefully I can sell that saw tomorrow. But we also have 4 credit card bills due before the 1st, and it's the 27th, and we don't have money yet for that. So the money from the saw, the $390, we'll have to go to pay those credit card bills, and I might be able to keep like 60 of that toward my medication. So yeah, if you guys can help in any way, I'd really appreciate it. I really would. I'll once this is done processing, I can't do nothing until the video is done processing, but I will put my Cash App and my PayPal and the address in the comments. And hey, maybe somebody can start a GoFundMe for me, because when I do GoFundMes, after 300 people tell me to do a GoFundMe with the hospital situation, I got 2 donations. 2. That's what I got. We raised $150, 2 donations. Okay, and our goal was like $4,000 to pay for an attorney while my uncle almost died and the hospital discriminated against me because of my service dog. So that's it. Humbly asking if you guys can bring the community together, talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, share my channel with them, share my story with them, share my testimony with them, and maybe they can help. And if not, that's okay. I still love you, neighbors, even though I suck at it. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go shower, okay, and hopefully we'll be able to work tomorrow. And if we do, we might just go live and let you guys watch me work, okay? Just so we can hang out. I love these live events because, you know, like 10 or 15 of you guys are consistently here on the live events. And since we can't hang out in person, we get to hang out virtually. And I fucking love that. I really enjoy you guys' company, okay? Even though it's virtual. So that's going to be it. Until next time, neighbors, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. My greatest battle right now is I don't know what to do about my fucking medication, and I'm in fear that my uncle's suspension will completely fucking break before we can fix it. Let me know if the picture I sent is what you need. What I need for what, Chris? Thank you, Blanche. I really appreciate your prayers, neighbor. I know you pray for me, and like I said, tell Art I says hello. I hope he's doing well. I appreciate everything you guys have done for the channel. The computer, Blanche, your old computer, it's working really great out here in the shop. And the one you purchased and donated to the channel as well is inside, and it's working phenomenally perfect for what I do with it, which is mostly the eBay shipping process and printing my labels and stuff. So you have made my life so much better and easier with those donations, and I was able to bless Curtis, and he was so very happy to get that free laptop because I sent him my laptop since you sent me your laptop. So we got to pay it forward when our neighbors help us, right? Sometimes we're not in a position to be able to help, but we can tell others that somebody needs help, and sometimes we're in a position where we can help others. And so if we always help somebody when we're able to, the whole idea and hope is that when they get help, like I helped Richard today, and I'm helping Josh, the homeless guy I told you about, to get all his stuff. Listen, I can't even pay my own fucking bills, and I just paid $40-something to order this kid's birth. Yeah, I say kid, but he's older than me by 6 months. To order his birth certificate, and I'm gonna end up spending like $50 or $60 in fuel doing the errands we have to do to get him his Social Security card, and to get him an identification, and to get him his Greyhound ticket. So I'm maxing out credit card, my Mercury MasterCard. I'm putting all his stuff on that, and I can't even pay my own bills. But you know what? The guy just wants to get home, and he's stuck. He has no ID. So it's only right in my moral compass that I help him out. And you know, I helped him out, and look, guess what? The day after we order his birth certificate, Chainsaw Redeemer gets told that, yes, Matthew, Dr. Cleeclamp will operate on your neck. He said yes. So, see how it comes full circle? If we all help when we can, be humble to ask for help when we need it, and then that's the way it is. When we can't help, try and get others to help the person that we see needs help, and the world becomes a better place. So, my battle is, what the fuck do I do? Not help this person because I need to pay for my meds? No, that's not the right thing to do. It's just not. I humbly say, need help, guys, please. That's it, you guys. I fucking love you guys. I really do. You guys are such an incredibly good part of my life. All of you that are especially like, I know I mentioned a lot, but Blanche and Curtis and Ted and Jamie and Simon, Greasy Shop Rag has done a lot to help me out as well. And then we've got Mama Dukes is very encouraging, gives a lot of good positive words, and looks out for me when people are being disrespectful. And then my customers that, are very appreciative when I do a good job for them. That makes me feel really good because that gets me high as fuck when my customers are happy and I can produce and I can perform and produce the redeemed equipment for them. So thank you, you guys. Thank you for everything all of you do to make my life better and easier. And I hope that I am doing at least 50% of returning that favor to make your lives a little more enjoyable, a little better, and a little easier, and to let you guys know that a total stranger loves you and gives you his personal cell phone number so you can contact him if you need anything. Talk, got a burden you want to release, got some shit you got to get off your chest, need advice, want to give advice to me and say, hey, you shouldn't say this or shouldn't do that. Hey, Bobby, I didn't mention you, neighbor, so sorry. Hashtag persevere. That's right, Bobby. Thank you so much. Good night, neighbor. Fucking love you. I love you guys. That's all I can say. I love you even though I suck at it. But I'm going to keep trying to get better and love you more until I love you fucking flawlessly and never do you dirty. Okay? That's it. Be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. And for the neighbors that aren't here right now, I love all 8 billion of you, even though I fucking suck at it. Hashtag persevere, neighbors. Everybody have a good night's rest. That's it. I'm out.